Hey, Ivan.
When's you, my brother?
I'm very well. How are you doing?
Good, 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 good.
Good to see you. Good to see you. How's the day looking like at the office?
Busy. We've pretty much wrapped up March.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot that goes into that, into making sure that the numbers are where we need them to be, and that the
Mm,
agents, as many of as possible, the productivity
yeah.
was there for the month. So yeah, I just finished telling all of that up and
Mm,
doing my reports, and but I'll be communicating that to the agent and to you
mm.
during the course of early next week. So
Nice.
it's going to be quite exciting to see where we are for the month, for the quarter, where we're standing now.
Nice. Okay. Ivan, tell us a little bit more about Ivan. Who is Ivan?
So I'm just a young guy that absolutely loves this industry and property. I've got a passion for how to run a business in the best way possible. And the purpose of business is to generate profit. And that's what I'm passionate about. Um, got married last year.
Oh, wow.
I've got a beautiful wife, Tanya. Yeah, we bought our first house. That's just registered into our name now last week.
Congratulations.
So I've absolutely enjoyed what I do, and I've been able to benefit from the success that comes from hard work when the opportunities are there and are maximized.
Yes.
And also, I'm with Jehovah's Witnesses as well.
Mm,
Um, so that also guides my value system and my beliefs and how I conduct myself and others, and the principles as well that I use in my day to day. And
nice.
some of my hobbies, I like to be on the water.
Like,
I'm a rower at heart,
you
so
swim.
I like to
You can
be on a
swim.
boat. Hey,
You can swim.
yeah,
Yo, man, I can't swim. I've been getting someone to teach me.
yeah, no, no, absolutely. So I love to be on the boat, on the water. That's the happiest place for me.
Nice, nice. Okay. And how's the marriage life? I I mean, you're just saying now you're young. You're just a young guy. How's the young marriage? How's the young life going there?
You know what? I must say that a lot of people have their own feelings towards it, and I try my best to make sure that I'm curating my own experiences. Winston is the best decision I ever made in my life,
Wow.
because the way that shapes you, if it's with the right person, it
Yes.
just brings out the absolute best in you. And when you get that support that you get from a business partner, you can never get from a mentor, you can
Mm,
never get from a friend, that
mm,
support of your most trusted
mm.
person, your wife.
Wow.
It just it just pushes you. It's an
It's
amazing thing.
like a driving factor.
Uh, Wait for yours, Vince.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Eventually. I think, yeah, I'll learn a lot from you before I pop a question to anyone. Yeah, man. So
Yeah, how's your I was gonna ask, how's your month been, Vince?
how's my month been? Sure.
Yeah, there's
So
been quite a couple of
yeah,
exciting things in your business.
yo, we've just recently recruited about 10 agents for the
Wow.
month of March. So it's been the busiest month I've ever had. Trying to put systems into place for them. We just recently signed the partnership with Keller Williams, which allowed us to use some of the resources that they offered for us to expand that. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Ivan. Yeah, it's been such a great month. I'm looking forward to it. Should be seeing some good numbers coming up as well. Agents are doing extremely well. Carl, all credits to Carl as well, my business partner. He's been pushing the training. He's been pushing the systems. We've been, working together to make sure that this thing is a success. So I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to it. And yeah, it's been a great journey. Real estate. Real estate is the answer to everything, in my
it
opinion.
is. I think it can fix all your problems.
Mm,
One good month.
mm,
Yeah,
mm.
such an opportunity for us to be in this industry.
Yeah.
Um, And aren't you also glad that we found this industry early on and that we didn't wait until we were in our 40s and went, oh snap, there's something called real estate. I'm glad we started young, eh?
Exactly. That's it's a great feeling. It also it gives you it sort of, well, your purpose in that sense is a lot clearer if you're young and you're starting off young,
Yeah.
and because there's so many other opportunities. I mean, I've learned so much in this industry. What have you learned like so far? Just being in the industry.
Well, so I think what I've learned, and it's also what I love the most about this industry, is that you really can become whoever it is you want to become, and you can achieve anything you want to achieve.
Mm,
Real estate is just a vehicle to take you there.
mm,
Like I said to you earlier, my passion is building and structuring and running a business. It's what I enjoy. I enjoy the mechanics of it
mm,
and doing what it takes to make a business profitable.
mm,
And for me, real estate is my game.
mm.
If you want to build wealth, build it through real estate, investing. If you want to go into training, you can train so much in real estate. The opportunities around that are so many.
Yeah.
There's so much you can do. If you're passionate, like you, Kyle, going into of developing the next generation of agents,
Mm.
isn't this the best industry to bring people in, train them to how to run their own businesses? It is a business, but you have to treat it like a business.
Oh, wow.
That's what I love about
Yeah. No, that's it's great. And how do you feel? I'm sure you must be proud of yourself. You're very young, and you're already, not only are you just someone that specializes in systems and trading. You're CFO for a market center. That's impressive, Ivan. How do you are you proud of yourself? What do you have to say about that? You're young and you're leading a team of experienced agents. You're such a great leader.
I think, Winston, what I think is leadership has got no title to it.
Mm,
You can be the tea lady and be a leader in an organization.
wow.
What I'm committed to is how to get my people to win, how to get my people's lives to improve, and how to take the people in my world to a better place in their business life, to take them to their business goals and their personal goals. That for me is how I measure myself. The title, and the opportunity to say that I'm in the leadership team that runs a team of 120 now. It's amazing to say, and it's nice to hear from you as well. But it's the byproduct. It's not what I can say I chased in the beginning. I just wanted to make a difference. We can chat later on about how I started in the industry.
Mm,
Um, Whatever level I was years ago, the focus was always how can I better someone's life with the knowledge I have now.
yeah.
So yes, of course I am proud of where I am now and the opportunities that it's brought for me.
Wow.
But at the end of the day, it's all about doing whatever it takes for the people under us to win,
Yeah.
giving everything we can for the people in our world to better their lives and to grow their businesses.
Wow.
If you can be CEO of 500 people, if none of them are going anywhere in their lives, there is no value. So
That's
you know,
true.
you know what I mean. So that's how I measure that value, and it's quite easy. I can look at the age list,
Mm,
and my end goal is to make sure that each of the agents in our company is getting a payslip every month. That's what I want, and that's what we're striving towards. That's what I can say I would be proud of.
yeah.
The fact that, and I can share some numbers with you if you want. Would you be okay with that if I gave some numbers now?
Sure. Impressed. I'd be impressed to see that.
So,
Mm,
so right now the numbers that I'm tallying up for the month of March, month over month
yeah.
from Feb, all of our numbers, listings taken, listings sold, contracts written with other agencies,
Mm,
registered units, everything has grown by a minimum of 10%
wow.
from last month. I think sales are up 29% month to month. Our if you compare our year over year, so comparing where we are now and where we were last year, our numbers have gone up like 120%.
Oof.
And it's not because I did something, I didn't go out and sell houses, or maybe a few there, here and there. I do get those opportunities, but what that actually means is that our agents in this company have earned 120% more this month than they did same time last year.
Wow.
That's what I get a kick out.
Wow. That's so
That's what he's trying for.
Wow. It's inspiring, really. It's inspiring. Sure, Ivan, how do you keep up? What's your key to success? Surely as a leader, you contribute more than just showing people systems. What would you say your key to success is?
So one thing that I bought into very early on was the fact that you've got to have a goal, right? Any successful person has got a goal that they're chasing. And when I started going through the goal setting process that we've got developed in Keller Williams, having a goal is great. But if you take a goal that's really broken down from what your big why is, what your big reason in life is, what your big why is, you work that backwards to a someday goal. You work that backwards to a 5-year goal, work that backwards to a 1-year goal. From a 1-year goal, you forget about the result and you go straight into action-based goals. What activities must I do to achieve my weekly goal, monthly, quarterly, annually? Once I understood that, what that meant was it gave me mathematical precision to anything that I want to achieve in my life.
Wow.
So any goal or any task or anything I want to achieve, if I can work it back to the appropriate action in the right quantity, I can achieve anything on this planet. Wow. That's what I fell in love with. So the results that we're seeing here in the team are all around about us setting the goals and working them backwards to the activities that are pivotal, vital, the very few things that matter the most. We drive that at a high quantity, get the result, measure yourself, keep track.
Sure.
All it is.
Wow, Ivan.
So to answer your question in short, it's having a goal, Winston, and not only having the plan to get there, but the action. It's the actions that matter the most. And that for me is the recipe to achieve. I can go to the moon if I wanted. The recipe is clear.
Yeah, sure. This is valuable stuff. And I hope all our listeners out there should take note of this. It's really, really valuable stuff. People pay thousands and thousands to listen to consultation. It's so much valuable content that you've just given us. So we really appreciate your success there.
If it's okay with you, Winston, I actually want to put an invite out there. If there's a person that's saying, I'm a hard worker by nature, I do work hard, but I'm not getting where I want to get to in my life.
Yes.
If you take anything else out of this interview, please accept my invitation. I would, if that's you, I want to meet with you, and I want to talk to you about life, where you want to get to, and absolutely free of charge. Nothing in it for me, no strings attached. I'm passionate about drawing your plan to get to where you want to get to. Wow. I love that. So if you're a person that needs that, reach out to me, and we can have a coffee on me. Because I just don't think enough people are getting that person that raises a hand and says, I will show you how to get whatever it is you want. So I want to be that person for people.
Sure, such a selfless man as well. That's incredible. You know what I'll do is I'll put in all your details right down there, and I'll get people to contact you, because this kind of
invite is there.
No, sorry, yes.
No, go ahead, Winston. I was just gonna say I can do all day.
All day. That's your passion. It's empowering people.
What
I was about to mention like the economic status of this country. I mean, the employment rate is quite terrible at the moment. And we need more leaders like you, leaders like us who are willing to create these job opportunities, So it's really impressed. I'm really impressed, Ivan, and I'm very inspired by that. Yeah, man, I'm very inspired by that. How's your golf skills? Last time I played golf with you, you're struggling there a bit. How's it going?
It was a bit all over the place. Actually, Winston, if you're keen, this weekend, I'd love to hit some balls with you.
Great.
Listen, all it took was one afternoon,
Yeah.
and I was hitting some balls, and someone was just watching my technique
Yeah.
and just told me what to do,
Okay.
gave me one or two tips, and that ball was flying. So
That's
I
nice.
can't wait to get back on.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. Why didn't I teach you that?
You know what? All I had to do was keep
Yeah.
this arm straight
Yes.
because I was bending. That had to stay straight and sort of that without sort of like turning and swinging, just getting
It's
that.
uncomfortable though, right? It's uncomfortable. Yeah, but I get what
Yeah.
you mean. I get what you mean. It's all practice. It would be lovely to play golf with you over the weekend. Definitely. Why not?
And you know what? Sorry, Winston. I'm a nerd for this. I have to bring us back to models. Is that okay?
No, it's fine. It's perfectly fine.
So again, what that highlights is to really succeed at anything, all you need is a model to follow.
Right.
A model is a repeatable process that's being executed by someone who's at a very high level.
Yeah.
If you can just see what that person does that is repeatable and you can learn to follow the model, then automatically you can achieve the same results. Once you've learned to execute at that level, then bring your own creativity in. What I find with a lot of entrepreneurs, especially the young, energetic guys like us, we like to sometimes implement our own things too early in the beginning. That's coming out of our own heads, our own creativity, and that creates instability. In the beginning, follow a model, watch the people that are executing and that are succeeding. Once you get it, then implement your own new system, the new models, etc. Because I could have gone, if I'd gone and that person hadn't whispered in my ear a couple of things I can change, I would have had weeks of frustrating golf, wouldn't I? But all it took was applying a model from someone else, and within 5 shots, that ball was flying.
Wow.
So it's not about doing the best. It's not about doing it the best way you can. It's about doing it the best way it can be done. So if you want to succeed in this game, you've got to be a student of the game, and you've got to stay a student. Study model, study people that are succeeding, follow what they do. Then later on, start bringing in your new crazy ideas, but never in the beginning. Follow the model.
Wow.
That to me is a secret, yeah.
Sure. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that, Ivan. Sure. It's.
But listen, what's your thought on all of the information right now that's available to us in this digital age? If you want to learn how to do anything, the information from the very best in anything is out there. What do you think?
I think it really boils down to the willingness to learn. I'll go back to being the student of whether the models or the life or whatever it is. It really goes back to learning. Sorry, got a phone call. Okay, yes. So it goes back to learning. You know what? Back in the days, information used to be very valuable. Like especially if you go all the way back to slavery. If you went to a private school, you were going to become a doctor. That was valuable information at that time, or you're going to become whatever you wanted to do.
It was limited.
Exactly, it was limited. And now the value of information has sort of lost its value because it's free. You can go catch information anywhere on the internet, Google. And I think we're sitting on a gold mine, to be honest with you. We're sitting on a gold mine because you can easily go into Google, like you said, digital platforms now where you go on and you access information and it will tell you exactly how to get to your goals,
Right.
So I think it boils down to the person, the kind of person you are. It goes back to you being you as a person. Are you willing to learn? Because if you're not willing to learn, if you're not willing to be that student, then you might as well just sit down there, complain, and remain while other people step up the ladder.
Right.
So,
So I think by extension, then, if all of us now are living a world where we've all got access to the same information, you might ask then what differentiates the very top guys? What's your thought on that? Because we've all got the same info. Like you said, back in the day, information was reserved to the ones that had the money to study certain things.
Yes.
But now I can learn how to build an atom bomb on YouTube. So if all of us have got the same info, what is the differentiator now in today's day and age of the person who then makes it at the highest level and the person who stays average? What do you think?
It's a very important question. It's also a tricky one, but in my experience and in this experience of just you and other leaders that I've communicated with and that have discussions with, I come to realize that the differentiating factor in that is mindset. Mindset is everything. I remember when I went to my friend's birthday party not so long ago, before COVID. So we were all sitting in a table, and I asked each and every one of his friends, just a few guys, just having a drink, and I asked each person, what's your key to success? And the one guy said perseverance. That's it for him. And the other guy said grit, just willingness. And the other guy said discipline, and the other guy said, so they all had different they all have different ways of what the key to success is for them. But when you add up everything, it boils down to mindset. It takes a mindset to be a persevered person. It takes a mindset to be assertive. It takes a mindset to be ambitious. It takes a mindset to be disciplined. So I think for me that it boils down to mindset. If you can master your mindset, you'll totally be different from the rest.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we live in a world today where people chase materialistic things. Nothing wrong wanting a Ferrari there. I'm going to work for a Ferrari, or, wanting a big house. But if you really think about it, a car is a car as long as it can take you from A to B. A home is a home as long as it can provide shelter. The main thing here is not the big house. It's not the most expensive car, but it's really mastering your mindset and becoming a man of value or woman of value, to that extent. So, yeah, I think that would be my opinion on it. What do you think? Is it what's yours? What's your take on it?
I could not agree with you more. And I think you really mentioned half of the things I would have gone for. Mindset is everything. But I've also found that in this age where there's so much out there, people don't know what to choose, or they end up choosing any information that leads them nowhere. Or they end up getting swept up by the information that's always flowing in our lives, etc. And they never really get rooted in anything. That can be a danger, especially for a young person that's ambitious, enthusiastic. We want to learn, but there's so much to learn, right? So my focus would be on, first, the number one thing you've got to start with is asking yourself, what is your big why? What are your big goals? What do you want to achieve in the next 5, 10, 15 years? Start there. Then you work it backwards to, in this digital age, in this information age, what information takes me there? Now you take this whole vast ocean of info and you're now streamlining towards, what do I need to get to where I want to be? And I assure you, once you do that and you get hyper specific, you have to be very choosy. I mean, you can learn. I was, focusing on social media lead generation for my agents. It's not something we offer in our company. We generate leads for our agents through social media. We really mastered it, and I learned the outs of that on YouTube. But if the goal hadn't been written down for me, I may have been watching how to service a car on YouTube, right? But because the goal of what are the things that I want to learn and achieve, everything's purposeful. what I go and look for is very specific as well. And you can learn anything now, but just don't get distracted by every little shiny thing out there.
Yeah.
That is a danger at the moment.
Yeah, that is true. Wow. This is valuable stuff, man. This is valuable stuff. Sure, Ivan. I've got one last few questions. One last question.
Yeah.
And I hope this inspires someone out there, a young entrepreneur, or anyone that wants to go into corporate, or anyone that wants to be a doctor, starting off from scratch, from the bottom all the way to the top. Well, how would you share how did you start? How did you get to where you are today? Yes, as young as you are, but how did you navigate around the difficulties of building into where you are now in your career?
So what I would say there's a Bible principle that I really love, and the principle goes like this: he or she who is faithful in least will be faithful in most. One of the very first things I had to do when I started in real estate was manage the storeroom, count saleables that were in the office and dishing them out to agents, making sure we had enough groceries in the office. It was one of my very first tasks that I was assigned to because I knew nothing.
Humble beginning.
If you are faithful in least, you will be trusted with a bit more, or you will trust yourself with a bit more. Through that, learning the systems and every little thing that makes a business run, again, faithful in least, faithful in most. So for you guys that are maybe working for someone at the moment, be trustworthy with the little things. Make sure that you are watching even the paper clips that are on the floor. Be disciplined with that, because if you can do that, then you can manage trust accounts with millions of rands in.
Wow.
Same principle.
Wow. That's amazing. That's so
same principle. So yeah.
Sure.
And yeah, there's a lot we can say around this topic, Winston. I think for me and you, I'd actually like to hear from you as well. What was the turning point for you from I've got a job to I can own a business that changes lives? When did that switch turn for you?
Sure. That's a very good question. I always get stuck when I get asked this question because it's got so many different stages. But I think entrepreneurship has always been there. From a young age, I started selling vegetables because my dad owned a farm. I started selling cold drinks at school. So what happened was the school stopped selling cold drinks because they were promoting a healthy lifestyle. So I saw that as an opportunity to sell cold drinks and make a bit of bucks from that. So I've always been an opportunist. I've always looked for opportunities, and I guess that's what makes me an entrepreneur at the end of the day. But I think in terms of finding my purpose, it doesn't mean that I found my purpose because I was a salesperson at that time or I knew how to sell. But I think the turning point for me was circumstance. The important thing about finding yourself is asking the right questions.
It is.
So yeah, circumstance, I was in a situation where I had to ask myself certain questions. What do I want in life? Is this where it's going to end up, or can I do something about my situation? So it's a matter of asking the right questions, and as you go along, and hence I say it's such a tricky question for me because it came in stages. It wasn't like an instant moment where I knew what the key was, but it came in stages, it came with experiences and constantly asking those important questions. So I would say as well, just to add on to what you've said, which is very valuable, I'd say asking the right questions can give you the answers you're looking for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah, no, and it just shows, Winston, that this industry has got, for me, it is the one industry with the least limitations.
Mm.
To think, if the journey you want to go is to be an estate agent, or you are an estate agent, for example,
Yes.
and you have to treat it like a business
Mm.
for it to reward you like a business rewards its CEO. You've got to run it like a business and not like a job. And if you do, I mean, which other business can you think of where you've got practically zero running sort of expenses or very minimal expenses?
Mm.
Other businesses that are making the amount of money you can make as an agent are pumping money into things, into the goods or the services
Yes.
and and the costs involved.
Yes.
Often, relatively, we carry some of the lowest costs if you're still like lean, mean team or an individual agent.
Mm.
So treat that like a business, and you're going to be getting your returns on investment is going to be times 10.
Yeah.
Times 10. If you're in the real estate industry,
Mm.
you are sitting on a gold mine.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
really, really are. And it's the one industry in the world where you can make millions selling a product you don't have to pay for to buy it before you sell it.
Yes.
The product is there. The seller is there. The buyer is there. You just gotta find the people and add value in the middle.
Mm.
And it's free. And you can make anything. And it's not about the money. Yes, the purpose of business is profit, but again, there's a why. Why is that money important to you? What does that allow you to do? What does your life worth living look like? And how much money do you need to get there? Right? And if you are in this industry and you haven't figured out how this industry can make all of your goals, apologies, goals and dreams come true,
Yeah.
reach out to Winston ASAP for a chat or me,
Mm.
because in my opinion, this is the best industry in our country.
Definitely. I love that. Thank you, Ivan. What an honor. What an honor
That's
to
a pleasure.
what an honor to have what a great honor to have met you and interacted with you. I learned so much from you, and I appreciate our relationship, our friendship, and the business that we conduct together. I really appreciate it. And to everyone out there,
Yeah.
please reach out. I'll leave Ivan's details at the bottom. Thank you for listening to our podcast. It's incredible. This is an incredible platform. Share it with your friends. This has to grow because there are so many people out there asking questions. You'll find their answers right here. So keep looking out, keep watching, keep learning, and we'll see you guys for the next one. Ivan, any motivational piece before we end this Zoom? Anything you'd like to share?
For me, I've got to get real practical. Um, if you're sitting again for the third time and that plan for you needs to be set, you're not quite sure how to get there, reach out to Winston or to myself. I want this to work for you as an individual. If you stayed on this podcast up until this point, it means you care. It means you want to learn. It means you want to grow. And if you are still here, I want to make sure that Winston and I help you. It's got to be practical for you. Where are you? What are your circumstances right now? What are your goals? Bring that to the table. What do you want to achieve? Why is that important to you? Bring that to the table and let us help you develop a growth plan for you. For me is the last motivational chat because I want to pump you up now with something exciting. After the call, nothing changes in your life. I want to give you all of the tools that I use, that Winston uses, and let him give you his tools to take you where you need to be.
Wow.
You've got to make it practical for you. Because I wish someone had come to me and put their hand on my shoulder much earlier in my life and said, Ivan, this is how, this can be beneficial to you.
Wow.
And I make sure I'm there for someone that needs that sooner rather than later. And I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, definitely. Totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay. No, thank you so much, Ivan. Well, guess this is it for the show. Thank you everyone for listening again, and see you on the next one.